Version 10.3 came out this morning, and I do want to apologize for the late upload. I know this is actually coming out around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Usually I upload them earlier in the day, but today I actually gave my dog some shots. So anyway, regarding that update, let's jump right into the notes. When you first jump into 10.3, you will first note off the bat both Greasy Grove is back as well as Moisty Palms. Now in Moisty Palms, obviously that's a mixture of Paradise Palms and Moisty Mire, and Moisty Mire does include the prison, so the prison is back. Now guys, both those locations come with kind of a catch, which we will jump into here in a second, but I do want to start off with the weapons and items. So the first weapon you guys will see that is actually vaulted is the Burst SMG. Thank you, Fortnite. No one uses these. It was a complete dud of a weapon, complete failure of a weapon if you ask me. It was only good in the beginning of the game. If that's the first weapon you got, maybe you can get a kill or two, but there was no reason to keep this for late game. It did nothing toward build. It just did nothing at all, especially after the nerf after Season 9 started. So they unvaulted the Tactical SMG, which a lot of people love. It's a very favorited weapon throughout all the seasons of Fortnite that it was available, so they actually brought that back. I have seen it so far in green, blue, and purple rarities. It does not go into detail in terms of the patch notes of exactly what rarities it is in, but I have seen green, blue, and purple. So I imagine that gray is also there as well. But either way, let's move into the bug fixes. So bug fixes: players impulsed by a shockwave grenade will no longer destroy a nearby trap without first destroying the build piece it is attached to. So very interesting. The traps kind of act as almost a reinforcement for such walls when shockwaved. Very interesting. Then the Zapper Trapper, just some info card update, nothing big there. They result in an issue in which the Zapper Trapper would not build properly when thrown on slopes or uneven terrain, so that's also very interesting too. Brutes will now be launched away if they touch the floating island's cube, so that was kind of interesting, obviously, with the floating island coming back last week. There's some bug fixes that might need to be added to the game with such gravity and such floating islands, so that's just one of them. The Brute Stomp Attack will now deal consistent damage to other vehicles, where previously they would deal either double or triple damage to other vehicles. The color of the Brute's cooldown meter now updates properly to correspond with the cooldown value. So that's basically it for the bug fixes in terms of weapons and traps. But moving on, so we did mention Moisty Palms and Greasy Grove, so we will be able to see exactly what goes into those two. So starting off with probably the most controversial of the two, Moisty Palms. So we have seen with Tilted Towers and a bunch of other places on the map these rifts that pop up, and then there's certain characteristics only located within that certain POI. So with Moisty Palms, a rift beacon has come, and now with the swampy nature of Moisty Palms, the rift zone is now being known for being a good place to keep a low profile. So while in the rift zone, crouching will disguise players as a random prop. So if you crouch while in Moisty Palms, you will be disguised as a prop. You cannot shoot while in the prop, as the only way to exit the prop state by using the primary fire button. So as long as you start shooting, you're not going to be a prop any longer. But let's say if you have low health and you don't want to be seen, crouch, stop moving, and you are now a prop. So players are still able to take damage while in prop forms. That's very important to note, as well as aiming down sight lets players lock in place and look around for unsuspecting victims. So imagine Prop Hunt, which was an LTM that came out probably a month or two ago. I mean, I'm sure we've all played it to some capacity. That is basically what Moisty Palms is. So I mentioned that the prison did come back as well, although the prison is also in the rift zone of Paradise Palms. So in the prison, same thing applies, where you can become a prop, and you can start shooting when you're out of the prop form and whatnot. So make sure you guys keep an update, keep a lookout for the props moving around in that area, in that rift zone. But moving on, Greasy Grove has been frozen in ice for seasons now. Now, ever since Polar Peak has been introduced with Happy Hamlet and Frosty Flights, it has been frozen solid, frozen over, and no sign of coming back. Now, finally, we do have Greasy Grove, and it is finally back in the middle of the snow biome, but there is a catch. So, periodically, spicy tacos will rain down from the sky. Their smell is so overwhelmingly appetizing that players in the zone can't help but dance. I mean, I also dance too when tacos are around, but anyway, that's besides the point. While dancing, players are invulnerable to damage from others and will regenerate health at 20 HP per second. Dancing does not block storm damage or regenerate health in the storm. So spicy tacos can be consumed for 10 effective health, some of a player's health per shield, and a temporary increase in movement speed, 40% increase for 20 seconds. So the spicy tacos don't last long, grab them before they expire. Every time that the smell comes down, the tacos rain down from the sky, brand new tacos spawn, and the old tacos then go away. So with that being said, we can now move on to the other parts of the update. Make sure you guys do check that out down below, though. I want to know in the comment section what you guys think of both Greasy Grove and Moisty Palms coming back. If it's a little bit overpowered, if it's kind of too weird for it to be in the core modes, because it seems more of an LTM, if anything. So let me know again in the comment section down below what you guys think about that. Now, they also implemented a thing called community choice. So players will get to vote on what's featured in the item shop. So the first community vote starts this week. For more information about community choices, check out, they made a blog post about it. I will link that in the description below if you guys do want to learn more about that. But anyway, so bug fixes. Point of interest no longer load at different distances depending on the angle of approach. They resolved an issue in which players would enter edit mode for a building piece that their reticle was not on. And then they would also reviving a squad mate no longer cause the reviver to get disconnected. So that was a glitch, I guess, was happening a couple times. I thankfully was never a victim of that. So then they also improved the performance of shield bubble collisions, art and animation as well. When player characters are near a wall, they will lower their weapon while in the idle pose. So this is to reduce the instances in which the hands of the player characters appear through walls, giving away locations of such player. So also bug fixes, they changed the lace color of the Jets 2019 and 2020 NFL outfit from white to green to accurately match the real uniforms being used in the current NFL season. The flower print wrap no longer appears incorrectly on assault and sniper rifles because it was apparently in previous versions. Damaging a tree no longer places a rock texture on its leaves or causes its wood textures to become transparent. Audio-wise, they lowered the volume of the open and closed sounds of teammates' gliders by 50%. They resolved an issue in which the battle bus's audio would be silent for a short period of time. Moving on to the UI, user interface, bug fixes. So they send in feedback during a replay no longer causes players to get stuck in player reporting or feedback menus. Eliminating another player using a junk rift triceratops will now indicate they were sent back to the Cretaceous period in the elimination feed. So previously the elimination feed would say that they were sent back to the Jurassic period, but triceratops only existed during the Cretaceous period. Duh, come on, where's our Ross Geller when we need him, right? We apologize for the Tyrannosaurus wreck of an oversight. So big deal there, guys. Probably one of the biggest pieces of the update. So replays. So they resolved an issue in which mouse controls would not functionally proper in some replays. Going near ammo no longer causes the can't hold more of this item message to appear when this action is shown in replays. A whole bunch of mobile updates. So that's just something that I'll leave, in the comment section down below or in the description. But basically a recap. So there was a hot fix on September 5th, made some balance adjustments. We all saw that. I actually made a video about that, so I will link that in the description below as well. They also went ahead and they made a hot fix on September 6th, saying that teammates' arrow markers will no longer disappear in large team modes when the teammates are still visible. And then from a hot fix on September 6th, temporarily disabled the zip lines to resolve an issue, and they plan to have this issue resolved in the next update. So that's basically it, guys. Again, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the brand new Moisty Palms as well as the brand new Greasy Grove. If you guys kind of like that brand new rift effect in their respective zones, let me know in the comment section down below. Top box is that previous video, like always, which actually is showing you guys a previous glitch that is actually no longer applicable because obviously Greasy Grove was unfrozen, but still a cool video to check out regardless. Bottom box is a mystery video like always. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a great day.